तेरी मेर दा बोलना तुद आगे अरदास गुरु गुरु वाहे गुरु गुरु रामदास आद गुरे नमः जुगाद गुरे नमः सत गुरे नमः श्री गुरु देव नमः। वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा। We have in Sikh Dharma, the base is called Mool Mantra. Normally in our life, our mind is not under control, and mantra means something which can control the mind. Word mantra means mantra. Whatever sets the mind and the faculty of mind is called tra. It means brings the harmony, brings the balance. Tra is the word from word tal. Tals mean the harmony. You sing the music in certain notes, and that you call is tal, you call it notes. And this way, the sun is the base, considered base in the life, and sun is considered the base of the music, the harmony, because everything goes around the sun in a very great harmony. It is when the harmony on the orbit and the axle of the planet is out, the planet is out. And within you, the life, as you prevail the life socially and you prevail the life personally, when that is out of balance, you are out, you are in trouble. You cannot be considered in harmony. Tara is what brings the ultimate harmony. Tarang is the projected wavelength of the harmony when you project in a balanced code. If I say that put a cannon here and fire at a certain longitude and latitude, I am giving the tarang to the gunner. I am explaining to you how the word means. And mantrang, how the mind projects itself. And then comes the word mantra. What fixes the projection of the mind? The word mantra means a syllable, a code, a signal, a key, a sound which fixes the projection of the mind. And that word is mantra means. Some people think mantra is some mystical word which we chant, and it will do great things because it will project through the mind the projection of that secret code. So, Guru Nanak gave us Mool Mantra. Root, Mool means root. The root of the mind can be projected. How powerful it is. And we have Ik Ankar, Satnam, Karta Purukh, Nirbhav, Nirvair, Akal Murat, Ajuni, Sahib, Gur Prasad, Jap, Ad Sach, Jugad Sach, Hai Bhi Sach, Nanak, Hosi Bhi Sach. Some people only think the Mool Mantra is up to Gur Prasad. And some Nanak, Hosi Bhi Sach up to that. But if you write down Mool Mantra from Ik Ankar in alphabets, you have to have 108 words. That's the essential second feature which some people forget. But I'm not going to sit here and discuss this syllabical fight which is going on. So I like to cross that. But basically, if you take Bihari, Hosi Bhi Sach, Bihari sounds as two sound notes, and then it makes 108. Sometime progressively right you will find. That's why we think that we can go up to Nanak Osibi such and is all right with us. But with some people who are technically key holders of the situation, and that's almost to me, it's a discussion which they enjoy to stimulate themselves. But however, in this Mool Mantra, there's a one word Guru Nanak has said. It's called Akal Murat. Akal means the undying God. Parapar Brahm, the God of gods, the ultimate God, the source of all sources, the infinity of infinity. And that is called Akal, which never dies. Whatever is cause has effect. Whatever effect has to disappear. Jo upjo so binsa. Whatever moves must stop. Whatever is high must have a low. Whatever is right must have a left. What is good must have equal bad. This is the law of God, which you are supposed to accept, and you don't. You only accept with religion and without religion God as a halfway. All good things come from God. From where the bad things come? From me? What are you talking about? On one hand you say God is all, and then you say God is all, but my God is what gives me good. That's ridiculously making God cripple. So we all have a very, very crippled God. That is why, to satisfy you, Guru Gobind Singh even did the namaskar to Rog, Sog, Vijog, sadness, disease and separation. He bowed to it. He saluted because he believed that is also from God. If you read the Bani of the 10th Guru, Jap Sahib, you will find all polarities are saluted. So Guru presented the wholesomeness of the God, which we are not willing to accept. And this wholesome, how to accomplish this wholesome? If we get the Mool Mantra in us, then the root is our soul. In our 1 trillion cell, which have 3 trillion parts of it, there is a root which combines it, and that is the soul, Atma, Pran Shakti, Prana. Prana comes from the Paman Guru. That's why Guru comes riding on the Paman. Guru comes from Shabad. Paman means the power of the prana which makes you to talk, or makes you to listen, makes you to see. That is why word is Paman Guru. Guru, the word, the prana, the sound comes on the pran. Pran comes through the air. Some people think it is oxygen. Oxygen is always there. You pump the oxygen in the body, will a person live forever? That's not true. Prana makes the oxygen come. Prana makes you to live. It is the basic force, elementary force, and it's the root of the human body, human mind, and it is the soul. So therefore, this prana which comes to you as the process of life, and this root, your soul, has the aspects which Guru Nanak has described in the form of a Mool Mantra, saying, Ikankar, you are the creation of one God. But when Guru is saying to the Sikh, and I am listening, I am also understanding the same way that I am the creation of one God. If I am the creation of one God, then everybody is the creation of one God. So there are no two gods. When I am saying I am good, then it means somebody is bad. When I am accepting Ikankar, I am the creation of one, then good and bad is the creation of one. Is jiyo mein pet na jano, sad, chor, sab brahm pachano. Don't misunderstanding in the life of a being, because thief and a sadhu and a saint are the creation of that one God. And it's very difficult to accept. It's extremely painful. It's extremely painful. Though in Christianity we are told not to judge, but we may not judge, we feel. We can avoid judgment, but we cannot avoid feeling. And we cannot avoid emotion about it. One day the plate fell, it broke. And as a natural rule, I just said, God's will. I was passing through the kitchen, plate fell. I saw plate falling. It was a good plate. It was part of the set. And it fell and it broke. And I was going from a living room via kitchen outside, and I said God's will, and I passed. Later on, I was punished for that. I was told that by saying that I have condoned the loss of the plate. Set is ruined, plate is broken, and by my saying it's God's will, it means person has earned the right to break more plates. Because I did not punish, I did not rebuke that person for breaking the plate, and I said God's will, that gave the person a license. And I said it's not true. I said God's will, plates break. What is made is broken one day or the other. And I was told that she broke another 2 plates later. And I said, well, that is God's will. Everything comes in 3. He said, why don't you go in the kitchen and break the 4th yourself, if that is your policy? I said, that's not my policy. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that 3 plates got broken that day. It means that we may have to perhaps buy a set. And he said, well, I don't think we are financially in a position to people come and break plates, and we keep on buying sets. I said, that's a very economic question. That's also God's will. Perhaps breaking of the plate might have told us, let us be careful. Or maybe we are not supposed to eat in plates anymore. Maybe we have plates, we may eat in hands, or may take paper plates. Or maybe it is telling us that we should have steel plates which may fall every day and never break. Who knows? But we got to do something positive. She said, well, I don't understand your positive and negative. I say, I tell you something. My positive and negative is divided in one simple line. You can learn from me forever. My point is, I'm not interested how wrong I am. I am interested how right I can be. That is the bottom line of my life. I'm not interested how irreligious I am. I am only interested how religious I can be. I am not interested how rotten somebody is. I am interested how good that can be. I am not interested to be interested. I am interested to not waste my interest on something which is the negative of God. I am willing to see what positive of God can be found. And that is all I am about. If I start wasting my time in right and wrong, God knows I can never ever drive a car, because you always careful whether you right or wrong, and people who are right and wrong, they think too much, they never see in front and they make accident. Too many sensitive people cause more accident than those who have little less sense, because they always think. I have driven with somebody who was always thinking, is policeman chasing me? And finally we got the ticket. Because the person took such a slow turn and such a wrong turn, he was pulled back. He was said, come on this side. And the policeman was really mad. He said, you have got this old beautiful man sitting with you and you do not know how to drive. Show me your license. I don't. The policeman refused to believe the person has a driving license. He said, you were driving so shabby, so slow. You just jammed the whole traffic. Because he was so careful. I'm sitting in his car. God knows. I saw him so, I have never seen a person so uptight. And later on, when everything went over, I said, well, you drive fine. He said, how? I said, if ever accident happens, you are so tight, you won't be hurt. You create a tension in every muscle. So I mean to say, everything has a one aspect to it, good and bad. But looking at the bad aspect and bowing to it, when I see something wrong, I bow. I said namaste, I said namo, because I see bad and I have seen bad and thank God I am not doing that bad. That's where I thank. And when I see very good, I know I am not that good also. But I'm grateful, I bow to that because I see something great. So great and not great are always there. It is for us to see and salute both and learn from both. And that will nurture our root. And that is what we call mool, root, mool, total sum, mool, the basic self, the naked self, the soul is called mool. Mantra means which projects the mind in the direction of that. Now seeing that, in that mool mantra of the Sikh, there is a one word, Akal Murat. Akal, which is not subject to Kal. Kal means death. Kal means time. Time means you come and you go. That is how you measure the time. Life and death makes the time phase. Sun rises and sun sets. That makes the time. That makes the day. Moon is all circulation of time. And that's called Kal. Desh means the space. Kal means the time. When time and space meets, vidhi bandi, then things happen. Action happens. So we have a mool mantra. But in that mool mantra, the most important thing is Akal Murat. You are the picture of deathless God. That's exactly literally it means. Guru Nanak said it, and Guru Gobind Singh gave it. Guru Nanak said it. It was said by Guru Nanak. Akal Murat. It is in the Mool Mantra. It is the very root lesson of us. Akal Murat. And Guru Gobind Singh gave us. And we in the West call it Bana. Now question has been asked, when we wear Bana, we separate ourselves and we freak out a lot of people. And I am going to answer those two questions. We separate ourselves, true. We separate us because Guru says us to be separate. Not to harass people, but to serve people. You only want to remember one part of it. You do not want to remember the second part of it. You have been dictated. You have been told to separate yourself, to serve, to love, to elevate others. You have not to be told to separate yourself, to bug others, to play holier than thou others, to put down others, and to insult others. If what I am saying is not true, then why a priest should wear the habit? Habit means this is his daily way of life. Habit means habit. Habit don't spell anyway. Habit means it is my habit. And he wears a habit. His habit is to wear that habit, so everybody knows he's a padre, he's a father. So everybody can talk to him freely and understand that this man is separate. He's not a man. He's a man. He's a father living in the body of a man. And it is a habit he's wearing so that the entire congregation may know where he is. So when you wear a bana, you are in a great difficulty. I appreciate that. because you are separate and people approach you with the idea, what are you doing? Some student of ours wore bana and he didn't have the commitment of the Dharma yet, but he just tried, let's see how it goes. And he went to Las Vegas and he was in those machines things, whatever they do there. And somebody came to him and said, Satnam. He said, Satnam. He was very happy, somebody recognized him. He said, are you a Sikh? He said, not yet. He said, oh, that's why. He said, what do you mean with that's why? He said, Sikhs don't come and gamble. What are you doing here? He said, no, I'm trying to be a Sikh. And he said, no, please. And next day, not only I got a phone call, I got a letter that I'm your yoga student and I saw one Sikh in the slot machine gambling. Has this been permitted to the Sikhs? That was the question. I called up on this guy. I said, what happened? He said, well, I thought just to go there for a fun. I said, did you explain to him you are there for a fun? You are seeing the negative part of it. He said, well, I'm not trained that way. I said, look, this is the letter. That bana which you do not want to wear at some time is your state of mind. Because you do not want to be committed to your own self. Bana has a very powerful effect. It commits a person to itself. It is self-indoctrination. Bana is a self-indoctrination. Bana is a self-hypnosis. Bana is a self-analysis. Bana, I can bet with you, my dear daughters. I am asking you a question in the name of the Guru. The day your mind is not very clean, you cannot tie your turban correct. You may try. I know it myself. I am 58-year-old. The day I am disturbed by tie my turban, it is always hanky-panky. And I always never like it. Then what I do is I sit down, I take a shower, I take cold water, I calm myself down, and after that I come and tie my turban and always come correct. Now, is turban my psychologist and psychiatrist? Yes, it is. It's a practical thing which tells me right on the spot, put your mind straight, then tie the turban, I'll come out all right. Because what is a turban? Turban is nothing but you are crowning yourself for the day. It is self-crowning. It is that jabla khalsa rahe nyara tab lag tej dehu mein sara. It is that crowning you do in the morning. For that, there has to be a purity of heart behind it. If you put bana with a purity of heart, the world shall bow to you. Because world does bow to purity, not to impurity. And that's always misunderstood. People think they can dress up like a lion and talk like a donkey. Now that will work for a while, but it won't work for a long time. That's why we have lost so many Mukhya Singh Sahibs. I mean, this Dharma is a slaughterhouse of Mukhya Singh Sahib. They become Mukhya Singh Sahib and lo, there they are gone, because as a Mukhya Singh Sahib, not they have to carry themselves, their emotional wife, their emotional children, their neighbor problems. They are supposed to carry the regional problems. The guy doesn't know how to brush his teeth and he's declared himself to a dentist. How it's going to work? It won't. He will lose his teeth because he doesn't know how to brush it. So that is why you'll find in Sikh Dharma, we have lost the higher-ups. Hierarchy disappears. And you say to yourself, am I all right? This person was my ideal. This person my worship. This person was inspiration. This person was known to me. Yes, my friend, that person was known to you. That person worked hard. That person inspired itself to be recognized as Mukhiya. But he couldn't carry the load with it. Life has a load with it. Unloaded gun is worse than a stick. Loaded gun is a power in itself. In your life, there is a load. You have to carry the load of your children. You have to carry the load of the whole community. You have to carry the load of whole environments. You cannot go away from that commitment. And when you wear a bana, you wear a bana in recognizing the fact that you are competent to wear the load. That is what bana represents. When people come to ask you, one girl said, I am tired of wearing a bana. I said, why? People ask me questions. I said, people pay money to ask somebody to pay attention. People go even punk. They do weird things so that people can be recognized. And simply you are so well recognized, people ask you question, it bothers you? She said, yes, it does bother me. I don't want to speak to anybody. I said, because you damn fool has not learned to speak to yourself. You hate yourself. It is the self-hatred. It is the self-hatred which brings you isolation. It is self-hatred which makes you also feel you are better than others. You do not know what self-hatred does. Self-hatred is the root cause of all your poverty, all your troubles, and all your diseases. Look at me. I am very sick. I'm not denying it. Because I have not figured it out how to live in a constant insult. Constant insult. Morning I get up, I am insulted. Late night when I put my bed on the pillow, I am insulted. Because I have a bad habit, a very bad habit, to speak direct. I have a terrible habit. I agree with you. My wife is sitting in this congregation. My children are there. You are all my children. You all have a taste of that straightforwardness. I am learning myself to learn the manners, really, etiquettes. And I admit in 18 years in America, I have failed absolutely. Otherwise, how dare you can speak to me so insultingly and so ruthlessly? What I am telling you is nothing but true. We have a conflict. I am being judged and adjudged and adjusted on every point of my walk because the question is what I see. I'm just a simple, pure reflection. I'm not doing it for myself. And after 6 months and a year, the thing definitely comes true what I say. But you don't want to hear anybody. You only listen to the scripture. You don't hear them. Because you have a power to make not to listen to anybody. Because you have learned this thing, that is the freedom. Freedom is don't listen, don't see anybody, and don't feel anybody. Do your thing. That's freedom. And I call it human suicide. This is the greatest insult we give to God when we only listen what we want to listen. We see what we want to see, and we say what we want to say. So I understand the pain. I understand what that pain is causing you all. I understand what is happening. In that, I have a hope that Mool Mantra will collect our root and nurture ourselves and nurse ourselves so we can learn what we are supposed to learn. In that learning, there is a one requirement of Bana. You might have tied, all of you, turban on BBG's head, don't you? Whenever you are in the kitchen, she has a turban in her hand, she goes, tie me. And I like it, kind of, because every day I see one of you on her head. Because it's very fascinating. I see one day it is Guru ki sitting there, one day Sri Ram is sitting there, one day somebody in the kitchen, and when I have doubt about it, I say, who tied your turban today? Because there is somebody right there. Because projection, tara, mantra, projection never goes anywhere. You have your personality, You have teacher's personality and you have circumstantial personality. Individual, circumstantial and real. Three personalities are there. What your personality is. Your alone personality doesn't mean a thing. So therefore, everybody who participates, every water which comes into the river, every little stream which joins the river makes the water and makes the river and the color of the river. That is why somewhere the ocean is green, that means it is not deep there. Where it's very blue, it means it's very deep. Color is the reflection of the depth of the ocean. Exactly the command, the directness is the depth of the soul in the human body. It is great to talk diplomatically and for a long time, but that doesn't serve the purpose. Between 2 points, there is always a one short line. Everybody else is a complication. So what you feel, what I feel, we both feel at the same time. And my sickness came and my heart collapsed because my heart does not have the training yet to live in insult and continue doing it. And though personally I ignore it, though I am trained to be a yogi and tolerate it, though I go along with it, but my body doesn't. And unfortunately, I have learned something more in this sickness. Now you don't have to see me. Moment you come, I know what you are at. The projected constitutionality of your elementary projection which you are to put through your magnetic institution of your life force, I can read it like an open book. You know how miserable that makes a person? Person comes Satnam Ji, I know he's saying you idiot, and the words are polished. Underneath that Satnam, the word is hidden is idiot. One person this morning told me, sir, and I just shook. I mean, really practically shook. And I say, I'm just about 4 feet away. Why you have to yell at me? I said, sir. I said, well, this is how they say, sir. She said, what is wrong with sir? You don't understand my sir? I said, no, I don't. I'm sorry to tell you. I want to hear things now on a very low pitch. This sir does not suit me anymore. I am not willing to take poison on my very delicious dish. I said, that's what I'm saying. This sir has more upset me than even you think or you even feel. Because what it shows clearly is that you do not understand the difference between you and me. And I'm not gone far away that I have to be yelled at, and I'm not hard of hearing that I have to be shouted at. If you have undertaken to say sir, then say it with grace and politeness. Otherwise, don't say me, sir. And then I said, well, okay, now you do what you have to do, I have to do what I have to do. I walked away. But I thought it is a time to come to declare myself to somebody that I am not a batting ball now. I'm not a emotional practice ground. You want to hear me, hear me. You don't want, I'm not bothering you. You are not bothering me. But it is a time when we must learn to nurture our root. And in that root, there's a word akal murat. You must be the picture, the image of the undying God. And when the second question is, people got upset by you. I agree. I tell you how psychology works. All of you sitting here, though you like it or not, are out to success. Your life is, purpose of life is to succeed. Purpose of life to show other purpose. Purpose of life is a showbiz. I have seen spiritual people, holy people. I am asked question. How many students you have got? How many people follow you? How many centers you have got? How much money comes to you? Sometimes it gives me a headache. And it bugs me to death. What this man is going to, he's my accountant, he has come to audit me. And I tell you, my dear students, you also do that. Oh, he's a great yogi because he's followed by so and so. Oh, you know, the great yogis in America is that who in yoga class whose actors come. You know, everybody took 5 cloves of garlic to get rid of these actors. Remember those days? For 1 month to get rid of all VIPs. There was a very practical solution. I said, whosoever comes to my yoga class have to take 5 cloves of garlic. So these actors, they can't stand. You know, garlic is very purifying. So they couldn't smell the breath. They couldn't stand the breath. They all left. Because the idea was very simple. People have their own ego. You can't polish them anymore. They are pre-polished with the shine of Maya. They are great people. Great people cannot learn great things. And if you have to share greatness with somebody, it's better to share with somebody. It's the raw wood out of which you can make something. Already carved wood is a useless work. So we decided that for my personal ego, it's great to have great actors and actresses in the class, but for the future of this country and the future of these people is a waste of time. And when you see some Mukhya Singhs have fallen apart, I tell you why. They could not carry the load which comes with it. Life, if a gun, you have a gun, and you put a wrong cartridges in it, and you fire it, 2 things will happen. Either it will blow you up, or it will blow the barrel. Wrong loading in life is a very wrong thing. So load yourself with proper thing. But what it says is, Akal Murat, you are the picture, you are the play. I will use the life as a play, part of the undying God, the infinite God. That's what you are. And very few, this all what I hear in Sri Guru Granth, if you chant the name, good things will happen to you. They will happen to you. When you start chanting the name, Tara, the projection becomes so infinite, infinity starts serving you, things will happen. But between then infinity service and you, there is a lot of mileage. I am still covering it. I know there is a lot of pain. I saw yesterday Bhai Jeevan Singh talking on the telephone. It was 1 hour and 35 minutes communication. In the end, I told him, I said, today I have learned from you humility in practice. His final words was, for my last day's grace, I asked to do it for me. And I didn't see any difference than Jesus Christ saying on the cross, if this cup can pass, it is fine. If not, it's okay. Forgive them who are doing to me. And that made him Christ, not that. And you know what the people downstairs were saying? Hey, you walked on water, man. Now fly in the air, you special son of a God. They were not saying you special son, the son of a God. The expression was the same. I'm not saying it because I understand what those idiots were saying, because there were so many idiots around him at that time, and that is what resurrection means. When you get out of the idiots and become something. And the best resurrection is when you get out of your own idiotic nature. When you get rid of your own insecurity. When you rise above on that cross where you are nailed and then you forgive people, that is called Christ. In simple English, when you get rid of your inner crisis, you become Christ. There's no special Christ. That is what Christ is. The Yesu's life, you call him Jesus. I like always to call him with his correct name. Yesu became the Messiah. Yesu became the Christ, not by doing miracles and not by bringing God to you, Yesu became Messiah because he gave the message that life is to unload your idioticness and resurrect above it and become the oneness of God and bless people and forgive those who are wrong. And when was wrong done to him, openly, publicly, and clearly, he forgave them. And that is the beauty with which Guru did not put you yet on the cross. He put you on the cross when you are not on the cross. That is the difference between the Sikh Dharma and other way of life. You are on the cross without seeing the cross. You are nailed to it. And that is what your Bana represent. It represents that. And then Bana must have an equivalent of that Bani, which must be uplifting. And when you go in this Bana, people are out for success. Life is a competition, simple as that. Moment a person sees a person committed, he knows that race is tough. He knows the race is tough. And he also subconsciously knows a committed person has more chances to succeed than non-committed. Therefore, you become an automatic subconscious challenge. And that's why there is a resentment. On the other hand, it is a great shield for you. On the other side, it's a great challenge for other person. Make a choice. I have seen people, they go in certain places, they make a ponytail of their hair, they put a western cowboy hat, because situation cannot accept them as Sikhs. They cannot accept the challenge of situation. That is the coward's death. I found somebody like that one day. I said, what are you doing here? Oh, sir, I will explain to you later. I said, what are you going to explain to me later? It is Hollywood, every pervert is here, and I am here too. You ask me what I am doing here, I am going to ask you what you are doing here. He says, sir, this is not a time of that godly exchange. I say, well, I'm going to sit here right now. Either talk to me or I'm going to talk to you. Which way you want it? Finding no way out. He said, can we go in the parking lot? I said, yeah, okay. I said, what are you doing here? What he told me, I cannot tell you in the Gurdwara. It will be insulting the holy place like this. And I hugged him. And I thanked him. He said, why? I say, I am idiot. I never knew you have such a perversion. I couldn't see it. It's my fault. I have not managed you right. I have not taught you right. I have not educated you right. It's all my fault. There is something terrible wrong with me that you couldn't tell me. I have to catch you at this place. Well, see me later. We'll talk about it. And we talked about it. Since then, he has not done it. Because perversion gives you subversion in your own life. It is your own hidden enemy. You don't have to find enemies outside. The Bana does give you aura. It is true. But Bana also gives a challenge to others. So basically, when you feel others and you give them a challenge, you give them stimulation. You do not value it, and that is the problem with a lot of people. I have seen people, they say, sir, don't discuss with him, he's a Jesus freak. I say, why not? This is the only man I like to discuss. Let us see what is the degree of his freaking out. And once I met a Jesus freak, he was really something. He told me, first you have to accept my conditions. If you want to talk to me, I say, okay, go and give me conditions. He said, your soul will be condemned to hell. I said, thank God, I'll teach Kundalini Yoga if I ever go there. I'm not worried about hell and heaven. I'm not in that business. He said, why you're not afraid of hell? I said, there is no worse hell than America. I am here in living hell. You talk at after death. After death, who cares? Hell will be very pleasant. It will be warm. And there are a lot of like me there. And I'll teach them Kundalini Yoga. I'll become automatic leader. There's something to do. So I am condemned to hell. That's perfect. That's one condition. What second? You are denying the Jesus. I said, according to you, yes. According to me, Jesus knows me more than you. The problem is, Jesus knows me more than you. How? I said, you're talking to Jesus. How can you be Jesus? I said, what an idiot. You are a Jesus freak. Everything look to you, Jesus. And I don't look. It means you are not a Jesus freak. You are wrong. If you are a really Jesus freak, I should look Jesus to you. Do I look Jesus or not? He said, no. I said, then you are not a Jesus freak. You are fake. Because first condition of man who's a Jesus freak, everything you look Jesus to you. I said, you see that dog going? He said, yes. I said, is that look Jesus? He said, no. I said, then that is a second mistake. To you, everything should look Jesus, then you are Jesus freak. Otherwise, you are not a freak, even you are a fake. You are Jesus fake. You are not a Jesus freak. He said, man, you talk something quite, I say, I talk like something you have heard in Bible. I talk in parables. Do you recognize me? He said, I'm confused. I say, well, this is a common thing. 3 things in America I have learned. I don't know. I am confused. I cannot say. He said, what that 3 things means? He thinks you deny your soul and condemn yourself to devil because you don't have the will, the will. You don't have the will to talk. That's devil is. He said, you are totally twisting the Bible. Because I said, I know it. I can use it any way I like. You have the car, you know how to drive it, you drive any lane you want. I said, that's the difference between you and me. You are trying to pretend to be a Jesus freak, and I am. That's the difference. I said, do you know when you cross a real thing, what happens? He said, well, I don't want to discuss with you. I said, that was not the problem. What is your third condition? He said, I have no condition. Leave me alone. I said, that is also not Jesus freak. Jesus freaks never leave anybody alone. I don't. I call people in the middle of the night, say, did you do your raras last night? I said, what are you talking about? Poke, provoke, confront, and elevate. These are the 4 things of communication. If somebody hates you, let that person hate. That is the moment to show love. When somebody loves you, what is the idea to show love? And the majority there are people who will love you shall hate you. Because they are not sure themselves what love is. There are 2 ways to look at life. One is inductive, one is a deductive way. Deduce things and induce things. And when people use inductive method, they induce negativity, confrontation, abuse, and lot of things to find out whether they are loved or not. And when they use the deductive method, then they say, oh, he gave me a flower, he sent me a load, he sent me get well, and that they deduce from it whether you are loved or not. All humans do the same thing. Therefore, your Bana is a symbol of inductive and deductive method of psychology of communication to every living being. Because the other person does feel you are special and does feel a special challenge. And that is what Guru Nanak meant by Akal Murat. Akal Murat, Guru Nanak made every human being to be a special person. Special person to be recognized and special challenge to deal with. Don't you think I have made up my point because my throat is not with me today. In all this sickness of mine, it is telling me that my time has come to leave my reins of the administration and everything else to you slowly and gradually, and should eliminate myself from the process. That's why all three sides there is a terrible problem. And all problems are only indicating one way. The time has come when I must retire to myself. And today, though it is my duty, it's my seva, that I should come and be with you and talk to you all the experience I have in my life. But on the other hand, my own throat has rebelled. And all vitamin C and all that massage and all that didn't work out. So now, just now, I got a message from my throat. If you push me more than what you are pushing, I am going to also push you otherwise. So a thought came to me that I should also learn to listen to my throat. So that's why I'm going to conclude now with you. The word Akal Murat is a very special word in the Mool Mantra. It does tell you that life is special because we Sikhs accept life as a gift, earned gift. It is for the goodness we have done in the previous lives. That's why you are born and you have special talent. And I've got more people who hate me for this because I see that special talent. I don't see other paraphernalia. And that's a mistake. Well, forgive me for that. I have not learned yet to look at you. Nature has made me blind, and I'm blind in one sense, that I cannot see you other than I see your aura, your arc line. And that's why I based my everything else. But you know, when you base on something on life, that's called destiny. And when light is gone out of you, darkness comes, that's called fate. So you are subject to light and fate, darkness. You are subject to destiny and fate. One day, one of my great students, Mukhiya, left. And I fell in prayer that my child is dead. And I said to God, and that day I became very direct. And I said, look, God, wait a minute. What do you think I am doing? There was nothing wrong about him. And he has left Dharma. He has left all that. Answer me. He had that destiny. I saw it. I'm not wrong. Why it happened? Then I saw destiny. What I saw then. But at that day, God was merciful. I saw also fate laughing. She said, if it is all left to you, I'll have no work. Keep me busy too. I asked the question that day. I say, fate, why so? God gives the destiny. And the fate said, God created me too. I am not the ear of the academy. I am the test of the academy. Every destiny shall pass through fate. If it crosses, then person makes it. And I say, how come? She said, could you, Yogi, stop discussing with me? Don't waste your time. You remember there's a Yogi Bhajan? I said, yeah. You're talking about me? She said, I'm asking you a direct question. Answer me. I said, yeah, there is a Yogi Bhajan. I know him well. She said, then you don't know him at all. It's his teaching. And let me quote you, that you go to the destiny through the test of the fate. I say, but that's what the scripture says. You say, no, scripture says it and you said it. And that is the life. We always say, to the valley of death we pass through to reach the valley of heavens. And exactly speaking to you, that's what all life is about. I have yet to see somebody going to a college and not passing the test and then is entitled to a degree. Exactly in spiritual life, destiny is granted to you by God, and fate is also given to you by God to test you. And when I was that much communicative, fate said a wonderful word. She said, Yogi, count the basic steps to God. I said, Sarm pad, Karam pad, Shakti pad, Sahaj pad, Sat pad. She said, I am the master of the Shakti pad. That realm belongs to me. So don't challenge me either way. Since then, I am trying to learn and become a student again to tolerate fate. That score time of sitting and going through the papers and answering all what you have read in life. And I have actually fallen in love with fate. You know, it brings you to a confrontation of all what you have in shortest time. So your spiritual teaching, your chanting of the Naam, you are doing everything is based on one thing. It's called Christ principle. And that principle is when you are wrongly nailed, and you feel innocent, and nobody listens to you, and nobody does anything but mock at you, at that time, if you look down and you forgive, if you look up and ask for blessing, that's all it is about. And in Sikh Dharma, there was no more mastery of this display but by Guru Arjan Dev. He sat on a hot plate, hot as hot you can understand, red hot. And red hat sand was put on the month of June on his head. He was baked like a potato. He was alive and well blessing those people. And that is not the cruel hand of God did not work further. Then he was put in a boiling pot to boil like a potato. First he was roasted like a potato. That you do, you understand. Then he was boiled like a potato. Then they told him, you are to be killed, because with all these two things he didn't die. And he was smiling. They couldn't tolerate it. Then they wanted him to put it in ice cold water. When you are all burnt, ice cold water is the most painful thing. And they told him they are going to take him to the river Ravi and put him in the cold water. Because he asked, if my death has come, I want to have a bath. He said, oh my God, you still thinking of taking a bath? All right, we'll give you a bath you will never forget. We'll put you in the cold water, ice cold water of the river. He said, what after that you're going to do? He said, then we are going to kill a cow and take the fresh hide and stitch you in it. He said, then what are you going to do? He said, then we'll put you in the ground. He said, then what are you going to do? He said, then we are going to forget about you. He said, that part is difficult. That part is difficult. He said, why? He said, I come from the lineage of Guru Nanak. Lineage of Guru Nanak has only one thing, which has made me Sikh and made you Sikh. Naam chitte aave. Remembrance of God is our principal hope, principal strength, and principal reality. And that is what Sikh Dharma is about. That's why we remember even Guru Arjan today, and we shall remember. People are not remembered for their wrong, they are remembered for their right. And therefore, they took Guru Arjan and put him in the river. Because he was a personified, Guru Arjan Pratakhar He was a personified God. When they put in the cold water, the water the Father. Water the Father. Pavan Guru, Pani Pita. I'm just working around that one line. Pavan Guru, Pani Pita. The water the Father took him. They couldn't find anything. But they did had a net in which they put the body. You know the crab, you put a net underneath, like that kind of thing. They put him in that iron net to put him in water. But when they pulled the net out, that iron cage out, there was no Guru Arjan. The Father. That's what Christ says to the Father. My Father, as many mention. My Father. That Father, in the form of water, totally took him into it. Jyot sang Jyot rali. Then the light merged with the light. And when the cage came out, health, and I shall be with you. I may be allowed to serve the Guru. But that's all I wanted to say to you today. Wear your Bana, Bani will come to you. Do your Simran, Sevak will come to you. Be Dharmic, kindness and compassion will come to you. And these are the gift, Rio, which will live forever. And if your habit is to abuse me, go ahead and do it. My habit is also not to react. So, if for 18 years you have abused me, and I have not reacted, and you have not got the joy of your life, I today in the presence of the Sri Guru Granth want to apologize. I do not know how to. Because my problem, I want to tell you, those who are very abusive and negative and those who are trying to do my character assassination and physical assassination, please, I want to let you know one thing very clearly. I do not believe in reacting. I only believe in acting. And I do see the hand of God in you too. And it makes me very humble. That's why when you receive my letter and I say humbly yours, I truly mean it. So if I am not American, though I am American national, I am not American to the extent that I don't freak out, and I continue to guide my life in a very disciplined and loving manner. That's my personal note. That's my personal freedom. And though you love me and you want to come in my presence in a very weird bana, and sometimes you do very weird things to draw my attention, and if you are not satisfied with what I am saying, I can tell you again, I shall not react. Because I am falling in love with fate also. Fate has to do what fate has to do. Destiny has to do what destiny has to do. And those who will live to the Guru's word and keep the Akal Murat, they shall merge in the undying God. That's the promise of Guru Nanak. And so be it. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji.
सा भगवंत सगल समग्री तुमरे सूत्र ते होए सो तुमरी गत मित तुमरी जानी तुमरी गत मित तुमरी जानी वाहिगुरु 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 एक ओंकार वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह। श्री भगवती सहाय वार श्री भगवती की पातशाही दसवीं प्रथम भगवती सिमर का गुरु नानक लई ध्याए फिर अंगद गुर ते अमरदास रामदासा हुई सहाय। अर्जुन हर गोविंदनो सिमरो श्री हरि राय श्री हरि कृष्ण ध्याइयै जिस डिठै सब दुख जाए। तेग बहादुर सिमरै घर नाम न ध्यावै धाय सब थाई हो सहाय। दसवें पातशाह श्री गुरु गोबिंद सिंह साहिब जीओ कादरे हर कार गुरु गोबिंद सिंह बेकसारा यार गुरु गोबिंद सिंह आलमुल अस्तार गुरु गोबिंद सिंह अबरे रहमत वार गुरु गोबिंद सिंह साहिब जीओ सब थाई हो सहाय। सत श्री अकाल पुरख जी का ध्यान धर के बोलो वाहेगुरु वाहेगुरु वाहेगुरु। दसों पातशाहियों दे स्वरूप श्री गुरु ग्रंथ साहिब जीओ बाणी गुरु गुरु है बाणी विच बाणी अमृत सारे गुरबाणी कहे सेवक जन माने प्रतख गुरु निस्तारे। तना का दर्शनदार कर दो एक खालसा जी बोलो वाहेगुरु गुरु वाहेगुरु वाहेगुरु। पंज प्यारे चार साहिबजादे 40 मुक्ते समूह अठियां तपियां शहीदां सिद्धकुआना ਸਿੰਘ ਸਿੰਘਣੀਆਂ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਨੇ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਿਆ ਵੰਡ ਛਕਿਆ ਦੇਖ ਚਲਾਈ ਤੇਗ ਵਾਹੀ ਦੇਖ ਕੇ ਅੰਡਿਤ ਕੀਤਾ ਆਰਿਆਂ ਨਾਲ ਸਿਸ ਚਿਰਾਏ ਰੰਮੀ ਨਾਲ ਖੋਪੀਆਂ ਨਹਾਈਆਂ ਚਰਖੜਿਆਂ ਤੇ ਚੜੇ ਬੰਦ ਬੰਦ ਕਟਾਏ ਜੀਵਦੇ ਅਗਵੇ ਸਾੜੇ ਗਏ ਕੀਮਾ ਕੀਮਾ ਕੀਤੇ ਗਏ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਨਨਕਾਣਾ ਸਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਤਰਨ ਤਾਰਨ ਸਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਗੁਰੂ ਕਾ ਬਾਗ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਾ ਗੰਗਸਰ ਦੇ ਹੋ ਸਮੂਹ ਸ਼ਹੀਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਸਿੰਘਣੀਆਂ ਭੁਜੰਗੀਆਂ ਦੀ ਕਮਾਈ ਵੱਲ ਧਿਆਨ ਧਰ ਕੇ ਬੋਲੋ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ। ਸਮੂਹ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰਿਆਂ ਗੁਰਤਖਤਾਂ ਝੰਡਿਆਂ ਮੰਗਿਆਂ ਨਿਸ਼ਾਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਕਾ ਧਿਆਨ ਧਰ ਕੇ ਬੋਲੋ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ। पृथ्वी समूह खालसा साहब जी की अरदास है। समूह खालसा साहब जी को वाहेगुरु 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 वाहिगुरु वाहिगुरु नाम चितावे चितावन का सदका सर्व सुख होवे। जहाँ जहाँ खालसा साहब तहाँ तहाँ रिच्छा रियायत पंथ की जी देख देख फतेह श्री साहब जी सहाय। खालसा साहब जी के बोल बाले खालसा साहब ਦਾ ਮਨ ਨੀਵਾਂ ਮਤ ਉੱਚੀ ਮਤ ਪਤ ਕਰ ਆਖਾ ਅਕਾਲ ਪੁਰਖ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਬੋਲੋ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ। ਸ੍ਰੀ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ ਆਪ ਦੇ ਚਰਨਾਂ ਚ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਜੋਦੜੀਆਂ ਹਨ। ਆਪੇ ਜਾਣੇ ਕਰੇ ਆਪ ਆਪੇ ਆਣੇ ਰਾਸ ਤਿਸੈ ਅੱਗੇ ਨਾਨਕਾ ਖਲੇ ਕੀਚੇ ਅਰਦਾਸ। ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦੀਆਂ ਬੱਚੀਆਂ ਬੱਚੇ ਛੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਗੁਰਮਤਿ ਟ੍ਰੇਨਿੰਗ ਲਈ ਕੈਂਪ ਅੱਜ ਆਰੰਭ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ। ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ ਆਪ ਆਪਣੀਆਂ ਰਹਿਮਤਾਂ ਆਪਣੀਆਂ ਬਖਸ਼ਾਂ ਮਿਹਰਾਂ ਕਰਨੀਆਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਬੱਚੇ ਬੱਚੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੀ ਪਿਆਰੀ ਗੁਰਮਤਿ ਦਿਲਾਉਣੀ। ਛੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਗੁਰਮਤਿ ਦਿਲ ਕਰਾ ਕੇ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਾ ਕੇ ਛੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ ਚੜ੍ਹਦੀਆਂ ਕਲਾਂ ਬਖਸ਼ਣੀਆਂ। ਜਾਨ ਬਹੂਰ ਦੀ ਆਤਮਾ ਕਲਿਆਣ ਆਤਮਾ ਲਈ ਕਲਿਆਣ ਲਈ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਹੈ। ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ ਜਨਮ ਦਿਨ ਸਰਬ ਸ਼ਾਂਤੀ ਕੌਰ ਜੀ ਜਸਵਿੰਦਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਹੈ। ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ ਹੋਰ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਪਿਆਰਿਆਂ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਤਿਲ ਫੁੱਲ ਭੇਟਾਵਾਂ ਹਾਜ਼ਰ ਹੋਈਆਂ ਹਨ ਆਪ ਦਰਗਾਹੇ ਪ੍ਰਵਾਨ ਕਰਨੀਆਂ। ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ ਜਗਤ ਜਲੰਦਾ ਰੱਖ ਲੈ ਆਪਣੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਧਾਰ ਜਿਤ ਦੁਆਰੇ ਉਬਰੈ ਤਿਤੈ ਲਿਓ ਉਬਾਰ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਸੁਖ ਵਿਖਾਲਿਆ ਸੱਚਾ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਵਿਚਾਰ ਨਾਨਕ ਕਵਰ ਨ ਸੁਝਈ ਹਰ ਬਿਨ ਬਖਸ਼ਣਹਾਰ ਸਭੇ ਜੀ ਸਮਾਲ ਆਪਣੀ ਮਿਹਰ ਕਰ, ਸਭ ਸਿੱਖ ਸੇਵਾ ਦਿਨ ਰਾਤ ਜੀਓ ਦੇ ਕੰਨ ਸੁਣੋ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਜੀਓ। ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ ਸਰਬਤ ਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੀ ਚਰਨੀ ਲਾਓ, ਖੰਡੇ ਦਾ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਛਕਾਓ, ਆਪਣਾ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਾਓ, ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗ ਮਨ ਲਾਓ, ਆਪਣਾ ਦਸ ਦਿਖਾਓ, ਹਮ ਬੁੱਤ ਜਾਓ, ਕਰ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਮੋਹ ਮਾਰਗ ਪਾਵੋ, ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਕੇ ਅੰਚਲ ਲਾਵੋ, ਵਿਛੜੇ ਗੁਰਧਾਮ ਆਜ਼ਾਦ ਕਰਾਵੋ, ਸਹੀ ਪਿਆਰੇ ਮਿਲਾਵੋ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਮਿਲਿਆ ਆਪ ਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਚੇਤੇ ਆਵੇ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ। ਸੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਪਿਆਰੇ ਪੰਥ ਦੀ ਲਾਜ ਰੱਖੋ, ਪੰਥ ਦੀ ਬੌੜੀ ਕਰੋ, ਪੰਥ ਦੀ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਭਾਲ ਲਓ, ਪੰਥ ਦੀ ਆਪ ਅਗਵਾਈ ਤੇ ਰਹਿਨੁਮਾਈ ਕਰਕੇ ਪੰਥ ਨੂੰ ਹਰ ਮੈਦਾਨ ਫਤਿਹ ਬਖਸ਼ੋ। ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ ਆਪ ਦੇ ਪਿਆਰੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਸਿੰਘ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਭਜਨ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਯੋਗੀ ਸੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਸਰਬਤ ਪਰਿਵਾਰ ਨੂੰ ਗੁਰਸਿੱਖੀ ਦੀ ਦਾਤ ਦੇਹ ਅਰੋਗਤਾ ਸਰਵ ਕਾਰਜਾਂ ਵਿਖੇ ਆਪ ਸਹਾਈ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਸਫਲਤਾ ਬਖਸ਼ੋ। ਸੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਦੀਵਾਨ ਸਜਾਏ ਹਨ, ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦੀਆਂ ਪਿਆਰੀਆਂ ਸੰਗਤਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਪ ਜਸ ਗਾਏ ਹਨ, ਅੱਖਰ ਵੱਧ ਲੱਕਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਉਲਟੋ ਮਾਫ ਕਰਨਾ। ਆਈ ਸੰਗ ਦੀ ਹਾਜ਼ਰੀ ਤਿਲ ਫੁੱਲ ਭੇਟ ਪ੍ਰਵਾਨ ਕਰਨੀ, ਬਾਣੀ ਪੜੀ ਸੁਣੀ ਗਾਵੀਂ ਹਿਰਦਿਆਂ 'ਚ ਵਸਾਓ, ਦਰਾਈਆਂ ਸੰਗਤਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਦਰੋਂ ਕਰੋ, ਨਾਮ ਦੀਆਂ ਸੀਸਾਂ ਬਖਸ਼ੋ, ਨਾਮ ਨਾਲ ਨਿਹਾਲ ਕਰੋ, ਨਾਮ ਨਾਲ ਝੋਲੀਆਂ ਭਰੋ। ਆਪ ਦੇ ਹਜ਼ੂਰ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦੀਆਂ ਸੰਗਤਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕ੍ਰਪ ਸਾਧ ਦੇ ਲੰਗਰ ਹਾਜ਼ਰ ਹੈ, ਅਨੇਕ ਪ੍ਰਕਾਰ ਭੋਜਨ ਬਹੁ ਕੀਏ, ਬਹੁ ਵਿਅੰਜਨ ਮਿਸ਼ਟਾਏ, ਕਰੀ ਪਾਕ ਸਾਲ ਸੋਚ ਪਵਿੱਤਰਾ ਹੁਣ ਲਾਵੋ, ਭੋਗ ਹਰਾਏ। ਸ੍ਰੀ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਸੰਗਤਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਬਖਸ਼ੋ, ਜੋ ਜੋ ਛਕੇ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ 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 ਜਪੇ, ਹੁਕਮ ਕਰ ਕੀਨੇ ਨਿਹਾਲ ਕਰੋ, ਸੁਖ ਹੋਵੇ ਨਾਮ ਚਿਤ ਆਵੇ, ਨਾਨਕ ਨਾਮ ਚੜ੍ਹਦੀ ਕਲਾ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ। ਆ ਗਿਆ ਭਈ ਕਾਲ ਕੀ ਤਵੀ ਚਲਾਇਓ ਪੰਥ, ਪੰਥ ਜੀ ਮਾਨਿਓ ਜੋ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਕੋ ਮਿਲਿਓ ਚਾਹੇ, ਰਾਜ ਕਰੇਗਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਰਾਜ ਕੀ ਰਹਿ ਨ ਕੋਇ, ਬੱਚੇ ਸ਼ਰਨ ਜੋ ਹੋਏ, ਖਾਲਸਾ ਕੀ ਰਹਿ ਨ ਕੋਇ, ਬੱਚੇ ਸ਼ਰਨ ਜੋ ਹੋਏ। ਬੋਲੇ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ।
ਸੋ ਕਹੋ ਅਟਲ ਗੁਰੂ ਸੇਵੀਏ, ਐਨਸ ਸਹਿਜ ਸੁਭਾਏ, ਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਪਰਸੀਏ ਗੁਰੂ ਕੇ, ਜਨਮ ਮਰਨ ਦੁਖ ਜਾਏ, ਹੋਵੇ ਸਿਫਤ ਫਸਾਮਦੀ, ਨੂਰ ਅਰਸੋ ਕੁਰਸੋ ਚਟਿਐ, ਤੁਧ ਡਿਠੇ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ, ਮਲ ਜਨਮ ਜਨਮ ਦੀ ਕਟਿਐ, ਸੱਜਣ ਸੱਚਾ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ, ਸਿਰ ਸ਼ਾਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਸ਼ਾਹੋ, ਜਿਸ ਪਾਸ ਬੈਠਿਆ ਸੋਈਐ, ਸਭਨਾ ਦਾ ਵੀ ਸਾਹੋ। ਸੋਰਠ ਮਹੱਲਾ ਪੰਜਵਾਂ ਕਰ ਦੂਜਾ। ਮਾਤ ਗਰਭ ਮੈਂ ਆਪਨ ਸਿਮਰਨ ਦੇ, ਤੈ ਤੁਮ ਰਾਖਨ ਹਾਰੇ, ਪਾਵਕ ਸਾਗਰ ਥਾ ਲਹਿਰ ਮੈਂ, ਤਾਰੋ ਤਾਰਨ ਹਾਰੇ। ਮਾਤ ਗਰਭ ਮੈਂ ਆਪਨ ਸਿਮਰਨ ਦੇ, ਤੈ ਤੁਮ ਰਾਖਨ ਹਾਰੇ, ਪਾਵਕ ਸਾਗਰ ਅਥਾ ਲਹਿਰ ਮੈਂ, ਤਾਰੋ ਤਾਰਨ ਹਾਰੇ। ਮਾਧੋ ਤੂੰ ਠਾਕੁਰ ਸਿਰ ਮੋਰਾ, ਇਹਾ ਉਹਾ ਤੁਹਾਰੋ ਤੋਰਾ ਰਹਾਓ, ਕੀਤੇ ਕੋ ਮੇਰੇ ਸਮਾਨੈ, करनहार तिन जाने तू दाता मागन को सगली दान दे प्रभु पाने खिन में अवर खिने में अवरा अचरज चलत तुम्हारो रूड़ो गूड़ो गैर गंभीरो ऊंचो गम पारे साध संग जो तुम्हें मिलायो तो सुनी तुम्हारी बानी आनंद पिया पेखत ही नानक प्रताप पुरख निर्वाणी साध संग जो तुम्हें मिलायो तो सुनी तुम्हारी बानी आनंद पिया पेखत ही नानक प्रताप पुरख निर्वाणी वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह।
Sodath, 5th channel. Blessing with thine meditation in the mother's womb. Thou, O Savior, didst save the mortal there. Thou, O Savior, now ferry me across the ocean of fire with countless waves. O Lord, thou art the master over my head. Here and hereafter, thou alone art my support. Rahau. The created things the man deems like the mountain of gold, and the Creator like a grass blade. Thou art the magnificent master of all us, and all of us are beggars at thine door, and thou bestowest the gifts in thy will. In a moment thou art one thing, and in a moment quite another. Wondrous are thine ways. Beauteous, mysterious, profound, unfathomable, lofty, inaccessible, and infinite art thou, O Lord. When thou associated me with the Sad Sangit, I listened then to thy Gurbani. Nanak is happy on seeing the glory of the unattached perfect Lord. Nanak is happy on seeing the glory of the unattached perfect Lord. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa.